Welcome back to video 2 of Swedish weaving with Denise for beginners. We've showed you in the previous video how to cut your cloth, and like I said, if the person you're purchasing it from just takes a pair of scissors and starts hacking it across, run and leave the monk's cloth behind. So you've taken it home, you've washed it, you've stitched your edges, and now you want to begin to do your Swedish weaving. You find the pattern that you love. Now I know it involves a lot of counting, but you want your Afghan to be centered. So what you're going to do is pretend this is a big piece, whether it's a table runner or a blanket. You're going to fold it exactly in half from your selvage to selvage, and then you're going to fold it again to find your center. Now I love my Swedish weaving needle because I'm going to also use it as a tool to mark where I'm going to begin. There's two ways you can mark the center. If you haven't washed this after you've secured your raw edges, a great way to mark the center, it's easier to count when it's not been laundered and the weave is more open. This has been laundered, and as you can see, the weave is a little tight. What you can do is take a piece of monk's cloth and mark your center with a piece of yarn. And I didn't bring my scissors to cut this, but you get the general idea. And you tie a knot, and then you can launder this without fear of, you won't lose your center once you've counted everything. My favorite method is to use pins. I usually use a gold or a silver pin to mark the center, and then whatever my design is going to begin or end, I use a different colored pin. You can do the same technique using yarn. It gives you a clear marking of where you're going to begin. So to find the center, once you've found it, take patience now. You want to count, mark your center, count from the raw edge to the raw edge, and if you have to, write it down, and count from the center to the selvage edge on both sides and write it down. If you haven't found your true center, then you can adjust, whichever direction you need to go to make it the exact center. Then you can mark it with your pin or your yarn. Some people use, there's little knitting pins also that can be used. Some of the ladies in my class use those as well. If you've already laundered it, great. You just leave everything in place. If not, this is a great way to have your design pattern set, and you'll know if you go into your design pattern when you're going to pin it and look for the number of rows in each segment of your pattern so that things end evenly. You can, let's say if you've done your design and and it's short, we can adjust that. We're going to come back again. We're doing these in 3-minute segments, and we'll see you in a few minutes.